Hello and welcome to this tutorial for the employees of Leo Hamel Fine Jewelers. This is an open enrollment presentation for the employee benefits beginning December 1st, 2022. My name is Bill Hammett. I am happy and honored to be your insurance broker. My phone number and email address is right there at the top. If you need any help now or in the future, you're welcome to reach out to me. Also serving your account is Rhiannon and Anna. Both of them are available throughout the year and even now to check on doctors, need help with a claim, have issues with the plan, need to understand certain things. You're welcome to reach out to them, set an appointment, and they'd be happy to call you, or you can email them with things that you need, and we'd be happy to help. So we are here all year long, not just in this open enrollment period. So if there's anything we can help you with, please reach out to us. Here's our quick agenda. We'll talk about open enrollment, deadline, benefits, any changes you should be aware of. We're going to do a tutorial of the enrollment portal with Ease is who we call do our online enrollment with. And then if you have any questions or need any answers, this is a recorded presentation, so there won't be anything live there, but you can reach out to us and we'd be happy to help. So let's talk about open enrollment. So open enrollment is going to kick off on Tuesday, October 11th, and it's going to go through Friday, October 21st. This is the time of year where everybody can make their own decisions. We can change plans, enroll in plans for the first time, decline plans. If you want to add a dependent, remove a dependent, move from the HMO to the PPO, whatever it may be, this is your one time per year where you can make any changes that you'd like. Okay, so if maybe you were on an HMO dental plan and didn't like the experience, now you can join the PPO plan. If you are someone that is not interested in benefits, then you will be allowed to waive coverage during this time. It will be mandatory for everybody in the company who is benefit eligible to sign in and do something. Either enroll, decline, make changes, keep everything the same, whatever it may be, everybody's got to do something. Any changes that you make, or if you're enrolling for the first time, that will be in effect as of December 1st. Again, asking everybody to complete their applications and enrollment through the portal by Friday, October 21st. And you'll be completing those applications online at Ease. Again, that is the enrollment portal that we use, and that's the name of it. So that's what Ease is. We have 12 medical plans available from Sharp, Kaiser, and Blue Shield. So there's 9 HMO plans, 3 from Sharp, 3 from Blue Shield, and 3 from Kaiser. And then we have 3 PPO plans available from Blue Shield. Notice that the Sharp plans use the Performance Network. Of course, if it's Sharp, the Sharp Health Plan, you're going to be also asked to see Sharp providers. So if you like Sharp doctors, you should gravitate towards that Sharp plan. The Blue Shield HMO plan uses what we call the Trio network, or what they call the Trio network, I should say. And this is mostly Scripps providers. So if you are interested in Scripps, you're going to want to gravitate towards the Blue Shield Trio HMO plan. And then, of course, Kaiser's Kaiser. If you like Kaiser, we have it available. And then for those of you that want a lot of choice, that value being able to see a Sharp doctor one time, a Scripps doctor another, and then UCSD for a specialist, you might want to gravitate towards those PPO plans as they will give you the greatest selection of providers. So here's our 3 Blue Shield plans. I'm not going to go through this detail with every single plan, but I do want to kind of compare these plans so you get an idea of what the terminology is, how you would look at these benefits and understand what's best for you. So let's take these first 2 plans here, the Trio Silver 70 and the Trio Gold 80 HMO. Again, Trio tells you Scripps is your providers. That's where you're going to go. So we have a deductible. The Silver plan's $2,250, the Gold plan's $250, the Platinum is $0. A deductible is, generally speaking, what the insurance company says you must pay this number in full before we start paying for anything. So there are some exceptions to that. So with the Silver plan, you have a $2,250 deductible. But let's skip down here. Notice these terms DED waived. You see DED waived here. DED waived means the deductible is waived. So if I have the Silver plan here, it will cost me $55 to see a regular doctor and $90 to see a specialist, deductible waived. So if it's day 1 of you having this plan and you need to go see a regular doctor, you do not need to meet a $2,250 deductible. You get this $55 copay from day 1, $1. Same thing with lab work, $55 for labs, so blood work. $90 for x-rays, deductible waived. Skipping down to these benefits here, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, $55, deductible waived. Okay, so all the way down here, prescription drugs, you have a $17 copay for generic. Even down here, urgent care, deductible waive, $55. So it's very important to notice where these DED waives are at, because if you're someone that says, hey, listen, I just need a plan that's not too much out of my paycheck, and all I really need is a doctor visit here and there and some generic drugs and maybe an x-ray or blood work, this silver plan would be great for you. You're really never going to touch the deductible if you're having just those basic services. Where the deductible does come into play is wherever you see maybe after deductible here. So CAT scan, PET scan, MRIs, you have a $300 copay after you have met your $2,250 deductible. Or down here where you see these percentages. So inpatient hospital, outpatient surgery, emergency room, 30% of the cost after deductible. So let's talk about what that means. What that means is if I was on this plan and let's say I haven't had any expenses at all, and I had a hospital stay, we'll call it a $10,000 hospital stay, I would pay 100% of the cost for the first $2,250. After $2,250, so now we've got what do we got? $7,000 plus dollars. We'll call it $7,750, I think, left of that $10,000 expense. Now, after you met your deductible, Blue Shield pays 30%. I'm sorry, Blue Shield pays 70% of the cost. You pay 30% of the cost until you've spent on all of these benefits combined, including prescriptions, including doctor visits, lab work, $8,200. After you've spent $8,200 on a calendar year, that's January 1 to December 31, Blue Shield would then pick up 100% of the cost for all covered services for the rest of the year. All right. So that $10,000 cost, that $10,000 expense that we had, we pay $2,250, 100%. Then we pay 30% of the remaining $7,750. That's going to be another $2,000 or so. And then that's going to be your entire cost. Now, let's say later in the year, you need an MRI. Remember, that's after deductible, $300. Well, you have met your deductible in full already with that hospital stay. So you only have to pay the deductible one time per year. And it is a cumulative number. So let's say you needed an MRI and it was $500, $600, and then you had that $10,000 problem, you had already met 500 or 600 of your deductible. So there's not more to meet. It is a rolling number, these deductibles. And every dollar you're spending here, every dollar you spend goes towards this maximum out of pocket. So if you had some doctor visits, you had some prescription drugs, an urgent care visit, maybe a lab, an x-ray, you spent maybe call it $500. Those copays do not go towards your deductible, but they do go towards your out-of-pocket maximum. I know it's kind of confusing, but ultimately, no matter what you're spending, it's all rolling towards this $8,200. And once you hit that number, you're covered 100% for the rest of the calendar year. Okay. So that's how these plans work here. You'll see there's a second number. It's double. That's if you have more than one person enrolled. The family would have a $4,500 deductible, which is double. And the family would have a max out of pocket of $16,400. But what's important to note is no one person would have to pay any more than their individual deductible or individual out of pocket. So let's say I have this plan here and it's me, my wife, and 3 kids, and I have a $100,000 problem. I'm in the hospital for a week. It's $100,000. My deductible is $2,250, and then I pay 30%, not to exceed $8,200, which I would easily make all those numbers. Once I've spent $8,200, my expenses are covered for the rest of the year, 100%, and the rest of my family, the other 4 people in the family, have the other $2,250 deductible and the other $8,200 out of pocket. So the rest of the family would meet that in a cumulative manner. All right. Now let's look at how that compares to the gold plan and even the platinum plan. So the gold plan, $250 deductible, platinum 0. So that's a big benefit right there. Out of pocket maximum with the gold plan comes down a little bit, but look at the platinum plan, $4,500 is the most you'd spend in a year, no matter what. Doctor visits are lower, depending on the plan here. You see MRIs are a little cheaper, $250 after deductible, but your deductible, of course, only $250. There's no brand name drug deductible. So this deductible right here is for tier 2, 3, and 4. Tier 4 is going to be your self-injectable, your newer drugs, your cancer type things, a Hep C drug that's $60,000 for, a 6-week treatment. That would be, you'd pay the first $300 out of your pocket, and then you'd get these copays. Whereas on the on the gold and platinum, there is no deductible. And then let's skip down to the hospital stay. So this is where these plans are much different from one another. So if you know you're having surgery, if you know you're going to have a baby, if you know you're going to be in the hospital, maybe you're accident prone, maybe you go to the emergency room a lot. Notice how these benefits are so much different on the gold and platinum than they are on the silver. With the silver, we pay our deductible, then 30% up to $8,200. With these plans here, I pay my deductible first of $250, but that hospital stay is only going to cost me $600 per day, not to exceed 5 days of that copay. Meaning if I'm in there more than 5 days, I don't pay that $600 any longer. Okay, so $600 day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a hospital stay for room and board. Now this doesn't count, the MRIs and a surgery and some of those kind of things, but this is like the room and board of a hospital. $600 per day. All right, not to exceed 5 days, aka $3,000. Outpatient surgery also has a copay versus a percentage. So if I'm on this gold plan, after my $250 deductible, I only pay $300 for surgery. So a $10,000 surgery, an outpatient surgery costs $10,000 will cost you $550 total with this gold plan versus several thousand with the silver plan. Emergency room is a copay after the deductible here, and then you see these numbers are all much lower for the platinum plan. So again, how you look at these plans is you think about what you have coming up, what predictable medical expenses you can see that you would have, and you would choose a plan that would be best for you. So let's say person, there's 3 different kinds of people. Someone with no expenses, predictable expenses, someone with some predictable expenses, and someone with a lot. So the person with no predictable expenses, this silver plan is going to be perfect for you. Copays for doctor visits, copays for lab and x-rays, copays for prescription, copays for urgent care, but you're going to save a lot of money. The person with some moderate expenses needs to think about what are those expenses. Might they be emergency room visits? Might they be hospital stays and surgeries? If so, you really want to gravitate towards that gold plan. If those moderate expenses are just doctor visits and prescription drugs, you might be all right with just that silver plan and saving some of that premium dollar. And then for those of you that have a lot of expenses, I would recommend heavily that you look towards that platinum level plan, because while it will cost you the most out of your paycheck, it is going to cost you the least when you go utilize services. So the platinum plan is really great for those of you that know you have a lot going on. For someone that's having a baby, needs a surgery, the gold plan or the platinum plan would be great. Just look at the numbers. So that's the 3 plans there. That is going to that same terminology you're going to see pop up in these other plans as we go through this presentation. Last thing I want to cover is this prescription drug benefit. You'll notice there's level A and level B. This is basically Blue Shield saying they have preferred pharmacies. They have certain pharmacies where they get a better deal for drugs and they want you to go there. And if you do, you will get better deals on drugs. So I want you to kind of think about that. And how do you find that information? Well, among other things, you can find with the Trio Concierge program, you can have them help you find pharmacies that are in that level A tier. So you don't need to remember level A versus level B, all these things. Just remember that insurance guy told you that if you need prescription drugs, you should call this concierge number and say, hey, where can I go to save money on prescription drugs? Where are your preferred level A pharmacies? And they will help you find that. They can also help you with all kinds of things, health coaches, social workers. They can help you find doctors. They can help you change your medical group. They can help you find a lot of things and it's for the Blue Shield Trio members only. Okay, so keep that in mind. You got a little concierge benefit there. Give you an idea of the medical groups that are in the Trio network. Of course, Scripps is your main provider, but also Mercy Physicians Medical Group is a very large medical group in San Diego that you might be interested in. And then, of course, your hospitals that are in the Trio network are your Scripps hospitals. Keep in mind, if you are in the Trio network and maybe you find yourself out in East County and you have a broken leg, emergencies, you are eligible to go to any hospital, go to the nearest medical facility and get yourself stabilized so you don't have to drive all the way to La Jolla in order to get the care you need. If you have an emergency, you can go to the nearest medical center. So that's what you need to know there. As far as Sharp, we have silver, gold, platinum. Notice again, our deductibles are very similar, $22.50, $350 in this case, and $0. Out-of-pocket maximums are the same. Platinum is the lowest. Copays for doctor visits are pretty low. You see how everything's kind of working all the way through. Sharp does not have those different levels of pharmacy, so the pharmaceutical benefits pretty similar. But one thing that's different about Sharp than Blue Shield is notice that there is no flat dollar copay for hospital stays. So it's all percentages like we saw before. The platinum plan with the lowest thing, 10%. So if I have a hospital stay and it's $10,000, it would just cost $1,000. That $1,000 is going to go towards your out-of-pocket max. Also, emergency room visits are a percentage on both the silver and the gold. And then one thing that the Sharp plan does is waives that $350 deductible for surgeries. So these are how these plans work. The Sharp plan's not quite as generous as those Trio plans. But if Sharp is your preferred medical group, Sharp is your preferred medical system, you're going to want to go with these Sharp health plans. And just a quick look at, Sharp Steely, Sharp Community Medical Group, and Rady's Children's Health Network. Those are the three medical groups that are most prominently on display in the Performance Network. They have more than just those, but those are your main players of who you would be going to see. And of course, there's locations all over the place. Here's our Kaiser plans. Again, similar stuff here. These Kaiser plans are identical to what we saw with the Blue Shield plans as far as deductibles and copays and all that kind of stuff. So you'll notice that. Platinum plan, of course, the best. So if you like Kaiser and you've got a lot of things going on, then go ahead and choose one of these gold or platinum plans. If you just want Kaiser, low cost, and copays for some basic stuff, your silver plan would be great there. Of course, Kaiser's got locations all over the place. You see the circles and the triangles, all these different keys. So they've got stuff all over town, right in the middle of the county through Mission Valley and everything. This is where they are mostly concentrated of their facilities, but they do have stuff down in Point Loma, all the way down into Chula Vista, as well as up in Oceanside and stuff. So Kaiser is all over, but right in the middle of the county is where they have the most providers. Last thing is our PPO plans from Blue Shield. Again, very similar plan designs as you saw before, but with PPO plans, keep in mind you are going to pay a lot more for these because you have the choice of providers. PPOs allow you to go to many more providers than do HMO plans. They also do not make you stay within a particular medical group. You are eligible to kind of bounce around between providers. So there's your PPO plans there too. So all 12 plans we've talked about, lots of them. Really, it's a matter of, do you like Scripps? If so, go with Blue Shield Trio. Do you like Sharp? If so, go with Sharp. If you like Kaiser, go with Kaiser. Or if you want lots and lots of choice, pick one of these PPO plans. So let's talk dental. We've got our dental plan with Delta Dental. Here's our 3 HMO plans. So we've got our bronze plan. This bronze HMO plan is going to be really, really inexpensive, but it's really just a good plan for those of you that just want a couple of free cleanings a year. You don't have a lot of preference on who you go to see, but you want a couple of free cleanings. This bronze HMO is great for that. Silver and gold also are good and very cost effective. But their copays when you use them will be a little bit lower. So gold will be your most expensive, but it'll have the lowest copays. And then orthodontia, there's a copay for orthodontia for children on these plans. Delta is also our PPO dental provider. We have a gold and a platinum. The platinum PPO is different for two reasons. It offers us their premier network. This is the largest Delta PPO network they have. It's one of the largest PPO networks you're going to find in the dental insurance business. A lot of times you'll find dentists that only take Delta Premier because the reimbursements are so high. So if you're buying the Platinum PPO, you're going to get a much larger network of dental providers to see, and you get a maximum benefit of $2,000. The Gold PPO is using Delta's standard PPO network, very competitive against what other networks look like. So still a lot of providers in there, and you have a $1,500 calendar year max. So speaking of calendar year max, when it comes to dental PPO, these maximums work different than with medical. You'll recall with medical, I said, hey, once you get to this number, you pay nothing else, they pay everything. With PPO dental plans, it's just the opposite. When we get to a maximum calendar year benefit with the PPO dental plan, that means that once Delta has spent $1,500 on your benefits, so if you had, let's say you had basic services that were covered at 80%, meaning you paid 20, Delta paid 80%, and it was $1,000. So they paid $800, you paid $200. Now you've got only $700 left of your benefits. Once they pay out $1,500 on the year, then they don't cover anything else the rest of the calendar year. With the Platinum plan, they pay $2,000. So this is the amount of benefits that you get. This also to note is if you have a family of four, that's four $1,500 benefits. It's not the family of four splits the $1,500 across everybody. It's each individual person enrolled has their own $1,500 or $2,000. So one thing to note about this, if you are on the PPO dental plan right now, and we are coming up to the end of the year, go ahead and use your plan, because on January 1st, you get that $1,500 or $2,000 all over again. So for those of you that are on the PPO dental plan right now, I recommend that you get whatever services you need before the year is out, because on January 1st, you get a refresh of this benefit. So don't put anything off till next year if you haven't used it much this year, because you're leaving your benefits on the table per se. So you want to try to use your benefits this year, and on January 1st, you start all over with another $1,500 or $2,000, and you can get the rest of your work done. So there's your dental plans there. Vision plans are from VSP. We've got two vision plans, a gold and a platinum. Now, these two plans are so similar. There's just one difference that makes it a pretty big difference, and it comes with this frames allowance or contact lens allowance of $150. You see these numbers I'm pointing at here. So the first number is how frequently you get this $10 eye exam. You get it every 12 months. So once a year, you get a $10 eye exam. The second number is how frequently we get our $25 copay for lenses, once every 12 months with both plans. Now, back to the thing we were talking about before. The third number is how frequently you get your $180 allowance for frames or your $150 allowance for contact lenses. The gold plan makes you wait every 2 years to get that benefit, whereas platinum gives you that benefit once a year. So for those of you that wear contacts and have glasses, the platinum plan is a really great plan, because you can get contacts 1 year, lenses, new frames the next, or you can get new frames every year. So the platinum plan is a really good value. Both plans have the exact same network of providers that you can see. And the difference is really just that $180 allowance for frames. Platinum gets it to you every year. Gold gets you every 2 years. And I just love the Platinum plan because it's about $23 more per year for an employee only to buy the Platinum, but you get $180 of benefits for that. So really good, really good option there. I like the Platinum plan, best value of the two. So let's talk about our enrollment portal. So enrollment portal is leohamel.ease.com. And so I'm going to go ahead and log into that real quick. And I want to show you what that looks like from your end. So you would, for those of you who are logging in for the first time, you'll get an email that invites you to click the button to log in. You'll get to that page I was just at, and you'll create a password. Once you get in, you're going to see this green start enrollment button here. For those of you that are already enrolled in the past, you're going to see all the plans that you chose. So you can see in my plans here how much I chose, what I chose. You can go ahead and start enrollment. It's going to give you an idea of how much time you need to enroll. Right here, you'll see the benefit presentation that you're reviewing right now be right there, so you can watch this again if you want. You can skip to where certain parts of the presentation is just a YouTube video. You'll hit continue. You're going to put all your information into there. Continue. Dependents, so you're going to list your different dependents that you might have. Continue. If you have Medicare, you'll add it here. Otherwise, you'll just continue. And now you can get to your benefits. So you can just kind of hit the check mark button to enroll, or if you want to waive it, just hit the X. For those of you enrolling for the first time, this is all going to be gray, so it's really easy to pass right by it. Don't do that. You want to check the box, because if you don't check any boxes here and it stays gray, you're not going to have these green buttons to select these plans. So make sure that you go through here and you enroll or you decline. So if I want to decline somebody, it's going to make you give us a reason. So lots of different reasons. Anything here is warranted. So choose to be without insurance, no other coverage, cost, whatever it be, or you can just kind of write whatever you want. Okay. So also notice that these rates here are your per pay period cost. So that's per paycheck after the company has paid their portion. So these are exactly the numbers that are coming out of your paycheck. Notice how they change instantly as I enroll or disenroll people from my plans. Okay, so we'll keep them enrolled here. I chose the Trio Gold HMO plan last year. It was $97.84. It's going to pre-select my plan down here when I get down to it. So the rate went up a little bit. Here's my plan. There's links for all these different coverages. So if you want to see the benefit summary, if you want to find a provider, you can do that. Notice down here, they're going to ask you to choose your provider. You can auto assign. If you do so, it's going to allow the insurance company to choose your provider for you, or you can use the link and find the ID and PCP name. PCP stands for primary care provider. We'll leave it at auto assign. We'll continue. Here's our dental plans. Again, watch how it changes as I enroll or terminate people. I had the HMO Silver plan last year. I'm going to keep that Silver plan this year. Here, $772. Here's the different benefits that you have, different links to choose, any options you might have. Here's the PPO plans. If you choose a HMO plan, you'll be asked to choose a primary care provider. Note that when you have an HMO dental plan, you have to always go to that primary care dentist first before you're referred out. So you can't just go to anybody in the HMO network. You got to go to the one that's assigned to you or that you chose. With HMO medical plans or HMO dental plans, you are always welcome to make a change to your dentist, to your primary medical group or dental group throughout the year. You're not stuck with that dental group or medical group if you don't like them. Continue. Vision plan. So here we go. I enrolled myself. I waived my dependent. You can put real information here. You can put fake information here. If you've got the real information, go ahead and put it in there. If not, just skip it. Here's our platinum vision plan. Platinum, boom, boom, boom. That's what I want. Continue. Life insurance, your company pays for. Life insurance is a mandatory enrollment, so it's going to be no prices here. You'll just hit continue. There's a chiropractic plan as well that's very inexpensive, as you can see. You can select it for yourself or just for your family, whatever it is. It's the same exact price for an employee only or your whole family. So might as well enroll everybody in that if you are interested in that benefit. Okay, now our beneficiaries, you want to make sure that this number always adds up to 100. You can put as many people as you want. Primary is your primary beneficiary. Secondary is, let's say that you and the person that's your primary beneficiary are both gone when you are deceased. Then it goes to the secondary option. So a lot of times people will put their spouse as primary and their kids as secondary. So if you and your spouse both perish at the same time, then the secondary goes down to your dependents. So you'll finish that. You'll hit continue. You're going to make sure this is what you want to enroll in. Are all these things correct? If so, hit continue. You'll be taken to a page to sign your forms. This is just like DocuSign. For those of you who used DocuSign in the past, you will just type in your name here, and then you will sign your name here. Next, next, and then it's going to take you through the entire documents. Everything you need to sign, it's going to be in here. Once you're done, it'll take you back to the top. You can see if you wanted to go through here, you could see the actual application. Finish signing. And tell us how your experience was. Leave in any comments if you'd like. You do not have to. And then the final step is hitting this finish button up here at the top, and it will take you back to that dashboard where you're going to see all the things that you chose. So that is our that's our enrollment portal. And that we would get there through leohamel.ease.com. You will get an email that says, this is what you are going to need to do. Click on this button and either log in and make your elections, or if it's the first time you've gone in there, you will be choosing your password and then going in and making elections. So what do you do now? Keep your eyes peeled for that email. That's how you're going to enroll. That's how you're going to review your plans and your benefits and your rates. The deadline to enroll is Friday, October 21st. If you have any questions or if you need any answers, we'd be happy to help. Here's our information here. We are proud and honored to be your broker. We would love to hear from you and help in any way we can. Please reach out to us if you need anything from us. Otherwise, have a fantastic day, and I appreciate you sticking around to the very end of this video.